My name is Cohen Payne, and I will be talking about how mental health can affect your, athletic performance or you in sports. Uh, Mental health impacts overall health and is directly related to physical health and well-being. There are many factors that influence mental health, individual wellness, and family relationships, and community resources and support all impact mental health. Historical and current athletes acknowledge the importance of mental health preparation for sports and performance. So the first thing I'll be talking about is what the impact of mental health, like the impact of mental health on performance. Mental health can support a person's ability to focus and remain attentive to the sport and or task being performed. Mental health can impact a person's confidence level and determination to succeed, and mental health impacts a person's resilience and ability to avoid burnout. So I have an example. For example, the golfer Jordan Spieth is very famous for being just a good golfer, but he's an athlete, a golfer, not it's a sport, a golfer who struggles with his mental health very very badly. And a couple years ago, his putter failed on him. He couldn't knock in a putt every time. He just missed it by this much, or like you understand golf. It's hard, but it's very mental. Um, to this day, he's still struggling with putting. This caused him to lose a ton of confidence, and really ultimately damaged his mental health. And it's mental health gets you. It's hard. My next point, factors influencing mental health. Individuals can impact their mental health by the way that they care for themselves. Self-awareness of needs for rest, nourishment, and exercise are important to mental health. So for me as an athlete, you you really have to take care of yourself mentally, because if you're not mentally tough, especially for a sport like mine, baseball, if you're not mentally tough, then you're absolutely screwed. Because the, there's a famous quote by I think Yogi Berra. 90% of baseball is mental, 10% is physical. If you're not mentally strong, then because baseball is the game of failure, and you only succeed 3 out of 10 times, so it's very very mental. Also, factors influencing your mental health are relationships with family, friends, and the community can place under pressure and or support on the person. Also, expectations from the community for success can impact a person's mental health. Like for a person, really big person, like I guess Tiger Woods or Mike Trout or LeBron James. Those are big names, obviously. They have lots and lots of high expectations from like fans, or I guess you could say Michael Jordan or like Kobe Bryant. They were or Messi. I can just name every sport for you, but they have a lot of pressure on them, and because fans come from all over the world to see them individually play, and if they don't play good enough, honestly, there's people out there who can they send hate comments. There are a lot of hateful people in this world, so they could damage a person's mental health. For my third point, historical and current acknowledgement of the importance of mental health preparation. Mental health struggles have historically been linked with a sign of weakness. There's a newfound support for persons acknowledging the support needed to support. There's newfound support for persons acknowledging the support needed to support mental well-being. Sports psychologists and other resources are available to provide for real-time support for people in need. So there's always a lot of big names I'm about to name for you have struggled with mental health in the past. One, the big gymnastics performer during Simone Biles actually during the 2020 during the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, she withdrew from multiple events, causing her obviously impacting her performance, but because she mentally just could not do it. She could not do it. She mentally was not there, and she had to withdraw because I guess it was too hard on her. And mental health is it's really bad when you get to sports, when you get too much pressure, and it's for me too. I'm not really good mentally for my sport, and it's really tough. And then another example is Michael Phelps from the 2008 to 2012. He struggled with mental health very, very badly, and it was affecting his. He was performing poorly, and it affected him bad. He struggled with depression, anxiety, and even had suicidal thoughts, which is terrible. Surprising enough, there's something I wouldn't do, but he opened up his thoughts to the public, which eventually led him to get help, and he actually became an advocate for mental health, just like also, I forgot to mention, Simone Biles was an advocate for mental health, and he created his own foundation called the Michael Phelps Foundation. In closing, it is important to recognize and manage mental health in athletes. Support for athletes is essential to prevent mental health crises, and there are resources available to support mental health preparation and positive outcomes. I would like to give you some factors. These are some things that cause athletes to struggle with mental health. Intense pressure is really big. Performance expectations, like I said, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, all of them. Fear of failure, fear of injury. Injuries are a big thing in sports. Overthinking, as well as fear of injury. I guess you could say that goes together. And then loss of athletic identity. Before I end this, I would like to give you an example of what is I'm giving you me. This thing right here, this baseball bat, is, I guess, an image of what mental health does to you, because, like I said, 90% baseball is mental, 10% is physical. And once you can't hit with this, or once you get in your brain that you can't hit with this, it's tough to get out of it mentally. But that's where you got to be mentally strong, and that's why people support or get help when they're mentally not there. But thank you, and that is my speech number 2.